Hello, everyone out there in YouTube land. This is Bradley Allen Hensley coming at you live once again. Well, not live, been recording when you watch it, but still. Once again, because there's a topic that, to be honest, we need to discuss. I don't want to have to discuss this because, honestly, people, I thought we were past this type of bullshit. But I guess, thanks to Obama and the Democrats and the other libtards, we're not. Anytime, excuse me, I dropped you. Anytime, someone says one race, creed, or religion is the biggest threat to any country or anything like that, that is racism. That is exactly what Hitler and the Nazis and the brown shirts, which led up to the Nazis, did. Gee, let's see. Who do we know that's on TV, on CNN, that just said all white men are the biggest terrorist threat to this country? Oh yes, Don Lemon. Well, guess what, Don Lemon? You punk. My name is Bradley Allen Hensley. I am a veteran of the United States Army Special Forces. I am a true blue, dyed in the wool, southern boy, proud son of the South, and a very proud patriot. And while I find your speech offensive, and while I find what you have to say repugnant, I will not stop you from having the right to run your mouth. Why? Because that is part of our First Amendment. Freedom of speech, freedom of the press. You know what? You work for CNN, Don Lemon. I hereby challenge everyone to challenge Don Lemon to, while on air, without looking it up, just from memory, see if he can name more than 4 of the first parts of the First Amendment to our Bill of Rights, which is the predecessor to our Constitution. And yes, the Bill of Rights is the predecessor to our Constitution. The Bill of Rights was written first. Then our Constitution was written afterwards, because they understood that they had to be able to come together with a set of bare, basic things that can never be taken away from each citizen, no matter their skin color, no matter their racial creed, religious creed, moral creed, or anything like that. Simple. Me? I'll fight to the death for you to open your mouth and spout hatred and bull, Don Lemon. It's not people who support Trump that are the ones who are intolerant. It's not the ones that are conservatives that are supporting, that are spouting and spewing violence and hate and calling for everyone to fight the liberals and all that. In fact, it is the liberals who are doing that. I cite as precedent Madonna's statement. Yes, I have done an awful lot of blowing up the White House. I cite, again, as an example of wannabe tough guy, Robert De Niro, running his mouth, saying he'd like to punch the president. He acts all tough when he knows he can't get near someone to do it. Well, Robert, you want to punch someone who supports Trump? I'm not hard to find. Come on up. But know this. You give me $60,000. I'll give you 60 hits free at me. After that, on your 61st hit, I get to hit back once. We will see who hits harder and who's going to do more damage. I cite also as precedents Maxine Waters calling for, if you see a conservative at a gas station, if you see him at a restaurant or in the grocery store, you go to them. You get in their face. You cause a riot. You cause a scene. You let them know they're not welcome here by any means necessary. By any means necessary means to fight them. My final example that I can cite, for now there's more, but the final one I will cite for now, would be the left's darling, Hillary Rodham Clinton. She stated, and I quote, "There can be no civility until we get the power back." Not my words, her words. In an interview, she's talking about how there can be no civility, no common discourse, no common discussion, no middle ground between conservatives and Democrats until the Democrats get back in power. Now, if there can be no civility, that only means there can be only violence. Violence is something I know very well. I grew up with it. Truth be told, I'm a child of violence. I love violence. If you look at my hand, you can see that my hand has been through violence. My hands have always been used since I was a kid in violence. But my hands have also been used in tenderness, in kindness, to heal, to wipe away a tear from a child's eye. So, I'm not just violent, I am soft as well, I am human. That means I am complicated. But what I'm trying to say is very, very simply this. Okay, I will not tolerate racism. I will fight for the death for someone's right to say what any dumb, stupid remark they can think of, because that is their right under the First Amendment. However, just like the fact that you can't go into a movie theater and yell out, fire, 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 without getting in trouble and arrested, unless, of course, there is a fire, you cannot incite other people to violence without there being consequences and repercussions for your actions. And Don Lemon calling white people, all white men, the biggest terrorist threat to this country, that's inciting violence against us. And I'll tell you now, for this white man, anyone tries to hurt me, I will get it on video. I will get them on video stating that you are the reason they are trying to hurt me. And I will also get it on video of me hurting them. I do not want that. I would be just as happy if everybody said, you know what, Donald Trump's our president for 4 years. We don't like him. But you know what? It is what it is. We have to accept it. In 4 years, we could try again to get him out. But liberals can't do that. CNN and MSNBC and the Young Turks in particular cannot and will not do that. Instead, they would rather make up lies, have false stories, do false flag operations to make it seem like he is bad. Case in point, the bogus witch hunt that is the Russian probe. Over almost 2 years now. Nothing. No evidence of any kind of wrongdoing. The closest they came was some guy that was a business partner of Trump's at one point years ago, had some kind of shady dealings with the Russians, and so that means he's guilty. It was like 30 years ago. Trump didn't even know the guy. He knew someone who 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 knew him. That's like saying that I go out and I don't know, I steal $500 million from a bank. Not because I know Bill Clinton. As I said, that Bill Clinton did it. Because he knows me. Even though we only met a couple of times, grand total of maybe 20 minutes a time. Gee, does that sound fair? Does that sound right to you? Does it to me? Not when you use logic. But that seems to be where we are now. So let me make this real short, real simple. Mr. Lemon, you are a Nazi. You are a anti-Semitic, racist, race-baiting traitor to the United States of America. You are a disgrace to the profession of journalism. You are a disgrace to a network who cannot afford any more disgraces to it. You are the lowest of the low, even at CNN. And that is saying something. To quote, there was like the 90s, early 2000s, mid to late 90s, something like that. A TV game show. Mr. Lemon, you are the weakest link in CNN. And therefore, you should be fired. The game show said, you are the weakest link. Goodbye. So, you need to be fired. CNN needs to fire you. The FCC needs to fine CNN no less than $100 million a day until you are fired. Not because you said something I didn't like. No. But because everything you've said and done over these last couple of years has been in direct opposition to the United States of America's well-being. Therefore, everything you have said and done has put you on the same plane, the same level as a traitor, as an enemy combatant. Therefore, you need to be treated like that. It's simple. I keep things real simple. I have a tendency to boil shit down to the bottom line. And the bottom line is this. CNN needs to be shut down for treasonous actions. They need to be fined for creating fake news stories that they know are false and still trying to pass them off as news. Of course, on that same boat, the Washington Post needs to be shut down and fined as well for the post of the newest writer. I forget what her name is right now. She's an Asian lady. And it's not because she's Asian or that because she's a woman that I say this. It is again because she is a race-baiting traitor and a racist. That's why I say this. Mr. Lemon, if you hear me, Don, if you're listening to this, Don Lemon, have the balls to respond to me on Twitter. My Twitter account is Odin is God. 39. Not hard to find. Thank you. And to everyone out there in YouTube world and to, yes, even to Mr. Lemon, I will say thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. As always, please do your own research. Think for yourself. Don't just believe what the government or the news or the TVs or anyone tells you. Research it for yourself. And as always, like Ashton Bodie says, as always, love your country, but don't trust and hate thy government. Goodbye.